Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of today's Best Stock Picks. It's Monday morning, April 5th, 2021, and we got some good news heading after this longer 3-day weekend. Hopefully you had a beautiful weekend. Today we're going to talk about Tesla. We're going to talk about electric vehicle stocks across the board. We're going to talk about technology stocks. We're going to talk about the jobs report, and we're going to dive into sector rotation and how we're finally starting to see follow through. So March was more of a month of consolidation, a little bit frustrating on the higher side of the market where we weren't getting momentum. We were seeing breakouts that were failing. We're seeing some breakouts follow through right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over. We're going to read a little bit of news, talk about the two pieces of good news for Tesla, and then we're going to talk about breaking down the individual sectors and the strongest sectors. We're going to focus on two sectors today: technology and communication services. Some of them are breaking longer term trends. Some of them are breaking out. A lot to talk about today. So let's get at it. Let's take a look. First, if you find these videos helpful, definitely click down and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Let's head on over to the charts now. Okay, so first and foremost, stock futures right now are trading up in a big way right now. But what's really important is it's follow through after what we had mostly about 3 or 4 days of solid buying last week. We just said that tech finally joined the party. It's what we've been waiting for. Small cap stocks, not so much, but this is really the big thing here. Stock futures are up on the jobs report that was reported last Friday. Despite the market being closed, the numbers came out and it was good. Hiring at a faster pace than was expected, which is super exciting. That means that the efforts by the government, the slowly getting back to the normal part of the world, hopefully soon, is working, for lack of a better way of putting it. The new infrastructure plan by President Biden appears to be in place as well. So a lot of signs pointing to a new bullish run right now, which would be super, super exciting for active traders. So Tesla, what's the big deal about Tesla? Out-delivered year over year, 184, almost 185,000 vehicles. Huge news. And big story here, Wedbush upgraded to Outperform and added them to top picks. So we actually were discussing Tesla and the solar stocks and the electric vehicle stocks last week. But then we focused on Tesla and we said Tesla buyers need to step up at a certain level if the stock is going to not fall down into the 500s. It went down just barely. Buyers stepped back in and good news came out. So we're looking for a little bit of rocket fuel on Tesla. You can see actually here, we're going to zoom out to what is the weekly chart. And we said right here, we said if buyers don't step in at the 600 level, the next level we're looking at is 560. Buyers stepped up. They stepped up in a big way. We're still kind of stuck in this trading range. However, we said for now, the better part of 5 weeks, this is the right price. However, it's a bearish order flow. We said we needed to get back above 700. We're actually trading above 700 right now. Now we need to hold 700. So let's actually zoom out a little bit further. And you can see what we're talking about right here is where we were saying we were pushing down, need to get back above 700, got back above 700. Now, we get a lot of feedback from members in the community saying that the Tesla is, I love to trade Tesla. I don't want to buy options because it's a little bit too back and forth and they expire, and looking for some other opportunities in that sector. And of course, we mentioned last week NEO, which had good news and broke the longest term downtrend. NEO needs to stay above Friday's high, which is right around 42. XPEV as well. Again, not as expensive as Tesla. You can see finally got above the 37.50 level. Right now it's trading around 38 and change. So those are the two levels we're going to be watching in those two stocks. Confirmed change of trend in both of those stocks, and we need Tesla to stay above 700. So now we're going to shift over and we're going to take a look at the big piece of the puzzle that we were waiting for, which is the Qs. The Qs we mentioned last week, consolidating. We talked about the only two pieces of price action you need to know: consolidation into an expansion. Qs finally woke up. The Qs finally joined the party. Not quite near all-time highs like the SPY actually hit again, and probably will again this morning. But this is exciting, a little bit more of a broader based market. We haven't had energy on the same side, and we're going to run through where the energy was actually really strong from January through the end of February. Kind of petered out a little bit, going sideways a little bit, but we saw some pockets of opportunity. I'm getting some questions about that. This would be the top energy stock I'd be watching right now, CPE. The relative strength has been really good. It's been consistent. Chevron, kind of consolidating. It looks very similar to the chart of the Nasdaq that we just looked at. But what we do want to focus on is we want to go into here, technology, right? Technology was not showing bullish momentum. It was not coming near all-time highs. As a matter of fact, Apple is kind of a snooze fest right now, where it still hasn't broken out. There's a lot going on behind the scenes there. So again, the big part I want to get across here is make sure that you're trading stocks that are moving, not just your favorite stocks. There's a big difference between the two. So the question is, which tech stocks should we be watching? First, I want to go through what happened on Friday and the follow-through that we got all of last week. You can see semiconductor stocks have been a focus of us if you've been watching the channel for a while. And you can see they're actually looking to break through. So which semiconductor stocks? We'll take a look at that in a second. Oil, as we said, not really performing the way it was from the end of November. And this is really the trend that we started to notice at the end of November. Got some really good follow through. The reason I'm saying this is not near the higher part of my list right now is this breakout was nice, really good, but it retraced almost 100% of that breakout. It's a really deep pullback, so I'm not looking to be long aggressively. As I said, CPE holding the bid. This I need to see a little bit more than just 1 day's worth of price action. Russell 2000 getting into the small caps. You would think that they were actually rallying at the same time, and they didn't. They actually pulled back, stayed there. We're not as strong last week. They had a nice pop on Friday, so we're not really looking at the small cap stocks yet right now. What are we looking at right now, though, are some really interesting tech stocks. So you need to have these at the top of your list. First, we're going to talk about SunW, which is tech and solar. But you can start to see that we have quite a few stocks that have these longer term downtrends, like we just showed you in NEO and XPEV. Basically downtrends from the beginning of 2021 that are now forming a base and breaking out. So you're going to see some breakouts after a downtrend, some breakouts that pause and actually near all-time highs. And AMAT is actually one of those that did not pull back and exploded. And you can see we actually have a really good percentage, 10% over just the last 3 days. So really good follow through there. And AMAT, ON, very clean breakout. Again, not as expensive, relatively cheaper stock. TRMB, I'm going to give you a list of some stocks that you can pay attention to and put into your watch list this week. WDC as well needs to get over 72, just as important having your alert set. Sticking with these solar stocks, CSIQ, which is actually one of the top stocks that we picked last week. We're just looking for some follow through now. The first level that we're looking for here is 60, 62.50. Texas Instruments, which has been in our list probably for about a month and a half now. Seagate Technologies, STX, you're starting to see a pattern here, right? Tech stock starting to wake up. Even Microsoft joined the party where it's actually at new breakout levels. Now, Cisco is one, again, getting into classic tech stock. I could be a word to put it. I really like this flag. We had a nice push, a pause, a push, and a really good clean pause on really basically all of last week after momentum. And you can see why we're actually pausing here. The next level here is around 59.60. So this is actually one that's going to be on my radar for probably like a $7 to $10 swing trade. Pushing over into communication services, we're going to take a look at Pinterest. And you can see actually Pinterest is another one that just finally broke out of basically a 2 or 3 week consolidation. This is a trade I'd be putting on in two pieces. I'd be looking for the first entry today after Friday's bullish gap, and then I'd be looking to add over 89 in that 90 area. Facebook had a really good couple of weeks of buying pressure. It closed as a melted candle on Friday, which means open and close basically at the same level. I'm looking for follow through on Facebook today as well. ATVI, really good clean breakout. Again, 2 or 3 months worth of selling. Formed a base, accumulation, breaking out of that base, looking for a new push through higher. And Live Nation is where we're going to finish up. Live Nation, obviously, with the world hopefully getting back to normal, discounting future earnings, and really good clean price action on Friday as well. So there's a lot going on this week, but I think the biggest thing is a little bit of excitement about follow through. That's really what we were lacking for most of March. It was a little bit of a challenging month, especially if you were tech stocks and energy stocks, which were strong. Kind of went into a pause, for lack of a better way of putting it, for most of the month of March, and now finally breaking out. If we can get a broad-based rally, those are the ones where you kind of feel like you put the trades on and they follow through relatively quickly. So today, starting the week out, we might adjust it as we go through the week, but starting the week out, we're looking at tech, communication services, some of these longer-term trades that have broke down trends and breaking out of 3 or 4 week consolidation. So that's where we are right now. If you have any questions, definitely click on and leave me a comment and give us a thumbs up to let us know you love this stuff. Also during the day, look for some YouTube shorts during the day when we're actually trading and we have some live interaction. We'll post some short videos, usually 15 seconds to a minute, and you'll see them in your feed as well. So have a great day, everybody. I'll speak to you soon.